House proposes a massive aid package for Ukraine. President Biden is pushing Congress to approve $33 billion in aid for Ukraine. That money would go toward keeping the Ukrainian military stocked with weapons and ammunition, as well as supplemental funding for critical security, economic and humanitarian assistance. Biden says as long as Russia is continuing its assault, the U.S. will continue to supply military assistance.
We spoke with one Chester County man who is watching the war unfold in his hometown. He says the latest action from the White House should have come weeks earlier. Jeff Cole joins us live from Chester Springs with more of his story. Jeff?
Yeah, his name is Konstantin Pereira. He was born in the Ukraine, moved here 6 years ago. He is certainly supportive of the billions in dollars in aid that the U.S. and the Western countries have sent to his homeland. But he does believe the West has been somewhat slow and somewhat timid in supporting Ukraine against the Russian onslaught. Konstantin Pereira of Chester Springs has watched the brutality of the Russian invasion of Ukraine mostly from his computer screen.
What's it been like to watch this?
It's very tough. And of course, every day I kind of blame myself for not having enough military experience, any military experience whatsoever, by the way, and not being able to be there, be part of that in the action.
So instead, the IT entrepreneur who moved to the U.S. with his young family several years ago has shipped generators, food, and clothing to Ukraine through Romania to aid the war effort while moving his in-laws out of Kyiv to keep them alive. He thinks of a college friend lost to the fight.
Do you know people have lost their lives?
Yes, I do. Great guy. And yeah, he was gone. He's gone. He died in battle, unfortunately.
He was fighting.
Yes.
Pereira believes the $33 billion the president is asking Congress to approve for Ukraine could be the tipping point to push the Russians out.
The cost of this fight is not cheap. But caving to aggression is going to be more costly if we allow it to happen.
From his Chester County home, the 37-year-old has been posting news of the war on social media and raising money to help Ukrainian fighters battle what he calls the Russian bully.
You know, you cannot let the bully keep on bullying everyone, right, the way the bully wants. Because, how do you stop the bully? There's only one way. You have to draw the hard line.
As the flag of Ukraine is buffeted outside his home, Pereira thinks of the war, but tries to imagine peace.
Has the West been too timid and too slow to help your home country?
I think so. I think that given the atrocities and given the horror that we've seen, in my opinion, there were a lot of unnecessary debate.
Unnecessary debate. He certainly talks to folks in Ukraine. He says they remain upbeat despite the brutal bombing from the Russians. He says his friends do believe that in the end, they will push the Russians out. Live in Chester Springs, I'm Jeff Cole, Fox 29 News, folks.
Thank you, Jeff.